How's it going, everyone? And in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about the real estate market. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of changes going on in the first 6 months of this year. Stock market, the craziness has become the new norm, and that's just the way things have been operating. And the real estate market's always been a little bit slower. It's slower to respond and slower for big changes. But there has been some changes over the past 6 months, and I wanted to go through that with you, specifically here in the Chicagoland area, to get you caught up and give you a little bit of guidance on how I think things are changing. And honestly, there's one government body that is doing a fantastic job, and I'm probably the only real estate agent that's going to tell you that, and a lot of them are going to think I'm crazy. Hi, I'm Jake Tysiak, real estate agent here in Illinois, and we're talking about the Chicagoland real estate market, our sort of a mid-year check-in. And one of the things, obviously, with price, we've noticed, if you look, it slowed down just a little bit. We've been appreciating pretty rapidly over the past 5 years as far as our home sales price. And you can see we've leveled out, especially here in 2025. Now, when I look at the averages, we're looking at a 12-month running average, but you can see specifically that in the past 6-7 months, it's slowed down, especially here in DuPage County, where over that time, we've really only adjusted about 1% in the past 6 months, and that's significant. Now, a lot of you might be concerned, hey, oh my gosh, the market's slowing down, but it's really been necessary because we've just appreciated at such quick rates. And you can see as an average across the entire MLS, we are still seeing good appreciation. A lot of that is coming off the fact that sold sales are about the same, so not quite the same amount of volume that we are used to. And a lot of agents are talking about this. They're concerned with the fact that sales are slowing down, but in Chicagoland area, we are still pretty average compared to what we've been seeing the past few years. Not what we're seeing pre-pandemic, obviously. New listings, however, have been increasing, and I think this is a great sign. I've been talking about this for a while because our inventory levels are so low, and we are seeing significant increases in new listings coming on despite everything else going on. So with that, we have seen an increase in homes for sale and also inventory. Now, obviously, there's different parts of the Chicagoland area, and they do respond differently. Kane County, not listed in these graphs, did see a slight step back in inventory last month, but as a whole, things are really responding, and a lot of that is because of those new inventories. Now, part of that with the inventory levels slowing down is the fact that we are seeing more new listings on there, but we're seeing a relatively consistent amount of closed sales. Now, one of the things I think prompting that is the fact that interest rates are still what people are considering high. We are hovering right around that 7% number, and it hasn't changed, which a lot of people thought they were, which is why I think specifically the Fed is doing a fantastic job at helping create some stability in our economy because things are all over the place. And honestly, I know a lot of people are thinking, oh my God, why would you say that? You're a real estate agent. Well, I don't want more sales right now. I want more stability in our market because we have seen such a amount of influx with low inventory, creating higher prices. And I think there's only really a handful of people that are actually going to be affected. Now, with the Fed keeping rates higher, honestly, a lot of people aren't affected. If you're currently in a house, you're probably locked in, and unless you need to pull money out, you're probably not too worried about the interest rate right now. And even if you are a new home buyer, I'm going to explain why you should be happy that interest rates are where they are right now. But the only people I think that are really worried and nervous and hurting a little bit are people who bought into the hype. You should buy the house and date the rate. I mean, I think that's just stupid. If you are purchasing a house, you should make an educated decision based on the rate and see if you can afford that payment. And if so, be happy with that. If rates do go down and you can refinance, bonus. I'm not taking that away from you. But you got to buy the home based on today's current rate. And if you are looking at buying a home right now, here's the reason why you should be happy that interest rates are where they are at. If the Fed does lower rates, guess what happens? All that progress we just made with some new listings coming on the market, because those people who are putting their homes up are realizing that the rates are what they are, just make the move and make a decision based off today's rates. But if they do lower it, all that new inventory is going to get swallowed up because even more buyers are going to come into play. Now, as a real estate agent, that would be great for me, right? Because that's my business. If I can sell more homes, I make more money. But that's just not good for most home buyers. It's not good for the economy. We do want a more stable market where you can make an educated decision, look at a house, make a proper analysis if you want to buy it, instead of just throwing stupid numbers at the wall and forcing yourself into a decision that you might not feel comfortable with. So keep that in mind, right? Interest rates do factor into our economy. And with all the craziness going on, we do have some stability, and we are treading in the right direction with a little bit more inventory, a little bit more balance, and we are still seeing home prices appreciate. Like I said, not quite as much as we had, but eventually that was going to change. I think we will start to see that as we build in some more inventory, and then I think maybe next year the lower rates. I don't know. Maybe even a little bit later this year, but it's not going to be super significant. So make an educated decision now while you can. I'm Jake Tysiak with Keller, and thanks so much for watching. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.